welcome everyone to our 36th Dencun testing call. I guess the two main things I had on the agenda today were just any updates on DevNet 12 for many of the clients or testing teams, and then chatting about getting the Gordy shadow fork up, if there's anything there. And if there's anything else anyone wants to discuss, we probably have plenty of extra time to do so. Yeah, I guess to start, anyone want to share some updates or yeah, thoughts about how DevNet 12 is going?
Yeah, I can begin. So
Yeah.
DevNet 12 still doesn't have Prism on, but other than that, we've been quite stable. So we did some blob testing last weekend. Maybe Pari can discuss a bit more about that. And we tested some deposits and exits, and the previously mentioned Nimbus bug has been resolved. Last week, we were talking about a Nimbus exit bug that it has been patched up, and we tested that the fix did work indeed.
Nice.
Yeah, by blob thing, Barnabas, do you mean the blobber or what blob testing do you mean? Yeah. Mario's on the call and can, of course, go deeper, but yeah, we use his blobber tool to test equivocations, and we had slashings as expected on the network. I think there were about 5 slashed validators, and then we turned it off to wait until Prism's online to slash some more, but the setup exists. Mev's been deployed on all nodes. Every client pair that we've had on there has, so basically every CL has at least produced one Mev block, which is perfect. The only one that was missing was, I think, Lodestar, but Gajendra pointed out that we haven't added the builder flag on Lodestar's validator client. So once we do that, I presume it would be fine. We'll be doing that soon. But yeah, otherwise, we also ran the regular check that every single node has produced at least one block with a blob, and every single combo has done. So every EL as well as CL has in fact done that. Yes, be a builder API with blobs as well. In case it's hard to reproduce that command, I will try and just paste the result. Yeah, it's not going to be very readable, but you can see we basically have Dora, which is the Explorer, and that's our version. It's just storing everything to a database anyway. So Philip just wrote a nice SQL query for us to get a nice graph as to which combination has proposed what. And it also connects to the Relay API, so we can easily figure out which blocks are proposed via Mev.
Is the blob rate simply the amount, I guess, sorry, another way to phrase this question, for the blob rate, were we trying to get to 1? Like, is the ideal that...
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Okay. I think it's just a indication of how many were produced. Okay. It could very well be that there was no
blob
possible blob to... Okay. Exactly. There was just nothing valid that could be included.
Got it.
The main reason we just have that number is in case there was one node with like 0.01 and the rest of them were like really high, then that's indicative of an issue, which in this case is true with Lodestar Ethereum GS because the node is down like half the time.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, any other observations, comments, thoughts on the DevNet? Yeah, it's really cool to see that we have the entire pipeline working. I guess, yeah, next up is the shadow fork then. I don't know, Perry, Barnabas, do either of you want to give us an update on how that's being set up?
Next up would be onboarding Prism first, and then if all the blobbing tests pass with Prism, then we can discuss the Girdle shadow fork, I think.
You'd want to wait.
It would be just, yeah. we would want to wait with Prism. Otherwise, we might need to repeat the shadow fork, which would be very costly.
The idea was that we wanted to do a really big shadow fork.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to wait for Prism to do that. And in the meantime, just to make sure our tooling is okay, we've been doing Workl shadow forks.
You've been doing what? Sorry, what type of shadow forks?
Workl shadow forks, like on the Workl testnets.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've been finding Workl bugs, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But the plus side for us is that our tooling is really nice.
Got it. And would there be value in doing a smaller Gordy shadow fork while we wait for Prism, or do you think that we're basically getting all the information we need? Like a small shadow fork won't give us more than what we get on the dev nets already?
The problem is that 40% of the network, if not more, is Prism. So Prism is really a majority client. So if it would be one of the minority clients with like a few percent, then I think we should be good to go. But
so what does it do actually? So if 40% of Gordy right now is Prism, when we shadow fork,
we start a new beacon chain, so we would just choose. We would use a new split. The main reason it won't, or I think that it won't teach us too much, is that 4844 is mainly a networking related update. So having like a small, there's not much overhead in terms of producing a block.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And how? Is there someone from Prism on the call?
I'm here.
Yes.
If you'd like some updates. Yeah. So we've a big blocker for us is that we had kind of like a work in progress blob storage solution where we were putting our blobs in our database, and we wanted to make sure that we were testing our like final file system storage solution. So that's complete. We're still working on pruning, but that doesn't matter for this kind of time scale. And we've made some big changes to our verification code, which we've implemented in Gossip, but not in RPC. So that's kind of the last piece that's missing. And I'm also working with David and Justin on security. They're doing some extra code review.
Got it. And I know I always feel shitty asking for timelines, but I guess Barnabas front ran me in the chat.
No, I think we're pretty close. I think I'm sure we'll be done. I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I think we'll be done before the next testing call. I think we'll check in kind of towards the end of this week. But we're making a lot of progress. I think we're close.
Yeah, and I guess the reason I ask is there. So basically, next week is pretty much the last week before everybody will go on holiday. So like, if Prism is not like ready to test on a shadow fork by next week, do people feel comfortable pushing back the shadow fork to like early January, or would we rather have a shadow fork even with a different network makeup before the holiday, so that if we find bugs, then it might give us a couple, or some of the client teams, a couple more weeks to fix stuff. Any thoughts on that?
I think it depends on Prism at this point.
Yeah.
If we can get Prism onboarded and working by like let's say Thursday, then probably we can do a shadow fork next week.
Okay.
Yeah, and girly nodes shouldn't take too long to sync. I think we still need to tune like our Ericon sync parameters. Sometimes it takes a bit long. But if we can trigger something maybe before Christmas weekend or something, Barnabas and I should still be around afterwards to do it between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get DevOps a build sooner if you want to just start trying it. We're still testing, and we know there's problems with RPC, but Gossip should be working, so we can give you binary to try.
We just need a branch.
Right.
If you give me a branch, I can build it off of that.
Okay,
yeah, we can.
The gossip changes are merged to develop. Yeah, I don't want you to waste time on something that could blow up because we haven't done a ton of testing yet on the gossip path on the
Yeah,
proposal.
we won't probably immediately do it on DevNet 12 anyway. We just toss it through kurtosis and likely Hive and see what breaks.
Yeah, we'll coordinate in our Discord channel.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, anything else on the Gordy Shadow Fork? If not,
I guess
yeah,
have other
please.
clients already started merging stuff into master? Because it would be nice if we're at a place where we can cut releases from master in Jan.
Yeah. Okay. Lighthouse getting there.
I think Taku just merged their changes also. Just get a message in Interop.
Oh yeah, I just deployed the Teku changes on Teku get 1. Enrico, if you want to have a look, logs look fine. But if you sanity check it, then I can deploy to everything.
Yeah, I'll do the check now.
And I guess does anyone think they won't be in a spot to have their changes merge into master by January, where they see like at least another month before this happens? Okay. Any other testing topics or yeah, there's a PR like client just posted. Should we merge this?
I guess Mikhail is in here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can ask him offline. I don't know if other clients have looked at this in general. It looks like most of the people who've been involved with it have kind of approved, and so I would like to merge it today or tomorrow. But yeah, just if anyone on the call has a second to take a look and send me a check, I would be appreciated.
Yeah, and maybe it's worth just pinging on all core devs, and if nobody objects in the next day or so, we just merge it.
Yeah, I'll check with Mikhail and do that.
Cool. Sweet.
This is mostly just a cosmetic change, right?
Yeah, it's really just clarifying the actual like precedent of the errors. So now you have a better understanding of did the EL accept that that fork choice updated or not.
Okay. Okay, so Mario will review. Anything else people want to bring up?
There's a small change on execution spec test that we've been working on, mainly this PR. This is we're going to include the state test format on the execution spec test because right now we have only blockchain test format.
Oh, wow.
So we are basically we'll be able to fill all the tests using state tests from now on, also as well as blockchain tests. I just want to give everyone a heads up. If there is any client that doesn't support this state test format, I think most of them should, But if anyone does not, just let me know. And probably we will make a release soon in the next couple of weeks with all the state test format tests filled. So yeah, we will let you know, and we will try to run with all the clients whenever possible, when we are ready. Sorry.
Awesome. It's a bit more of just like an execution spec test question, but what, aside from the state tests, which parts of Ethereum / tests does it not cover?
So we are missing a state test
Yeah.
format and also the transaction test format.
Got it.
Those two, but we're working on state test. I think it is the most important and pressing one because we probably are missing coverage there.
Got
so
it.
Yeah, we need to get this ready as soon as possible.
Sweet.
And then after this, probably the next step should be just to start porting over tests from Ethereum tests to have the full coverage. Yeah. But this is important mainly because this increases Cancun coverage. So I think this is the most pressing issue right now.
Sweet. Anything else anyone wants to bring up? If there's nothing else, the last quick thing I had, so the next of these call is supposed to be 2 weeks from now, which would be exactly on Christmas Day. I suspect most people will be out that day. One idea, so I guess, we can either just skip it, but one other idea that was still tentative, I was talking with Danny about this. I don't know if it was fully on board, but basically, the ACD during Christmas week on the 28th, I don't think either me or Danny will be around to run it. So if people want to have a testing call on that week, it might be good to just merge it together and have like an optional call on the Thursday for anyone who's around and wants to catch up. Otherwise, if people would rather not have a call at all that week, we can just straight up cancel it. I think Danny and I will be able to handle ACDs on the week of the 18th and of the 1st. Yeah. Anyone have thoughts, preferences on that? I guess, does anyone want to keep the call on the 28th? Feel like there's value in having one? Otherwise, we can just default to canceling for that. Oh, Barnabas wants to call, so Barnabas might be here running the call.
I'll be here alone, I guess.
Okay, so Barnabas will be here giving a poll up to anyone who shows up on the 28th.
I meant 25.
Oh,
25th.
I don't think we should do 25th. I think we should.
Oh, okay.
I think we should just, if we want to have something at all that week, I would just do Thursday 14 UTC and have that be a testing call and not like an all core devs, so that anyone who wants to talk testing has a space to do it. We can also decide this, we can like delete it for now and decide it on the week of if we want it.
Yeah, maybe we just decide closer to the date depending on what's there to test.
Cool. So yeah, so let's. I'll put it on the agenda for all core devs, not this week, but next week, and we can decide if we want to have one. But for sure, I would not have it on the 25th. I think that's probably the worst possible time. Sweet. Anything else? Okay. Well, thanks everyone. Talk to you all this Thursday on ACD.
Cool. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.